Okay. तो ये जो series of course है, इसके topics ऐसे होंगे. Usually one day, depending upon how long we can do, either we'll do things in one day or we'll split it into 2 days. तो पहले दिन होगा search for happiness. फिर second day होगा does God exist. Third होगा who am I, the soul. Fourth होगा one God or many gods. And fifth होगा $1,000,000 question. Why do bad things happen to good people, or vice versa? Good things happen to bad people. And then the whole seminar is based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. So, what is the practical application of the Bhagavad Gita? So that will be the course. So, first is the search for happiness. So, basically, every living entity is looking for happiness. Here we can see a butterfly, with the intention of happiness, get attracted to the flower and the nectar out of it. So animals are also looking for happiness. Humans are also looking for happiness. In the Brahma Sutra, one of the scriptures, it is said, Anand Mayo Yasat, that everyone is looking for happiness. तो humans और animals अगर दोनों के लिए, no matter who we are, every single living entity is doing every action with an intention of getting happiness. हम कुछ भी करते हैं तो हमारे को ये लगता है कि या तो हमें इससे खुशी मिलेगी, satisfaction मिलेगी, या साथ वाले को मिलेगी, near or dear ones. अगर हम कोई चैरिटी भी करते हैं तो हमें लगता है कि सामने वाले को बेनिफिट होगा, उससे हमें अच्छा लगता है. We feel better if somebody else is not having suffering. तो उस इंटेंशन से हम सब चीजें करते हैं. So humans and animals, they have a lot of similarity and differences. So if we were to ask, can somebody tell what are the similarities between humans and animals? Anybody would like to answer? Can unmute and answer.
Both are living beings.
Everyone is living. They all are living beings.
That's a very good point. Everybody is a living. What are the similarities between humans and animals?
Both have needs and wants.
Very good. Needs and wants. Okay.
Both can feel.
Okay, very good.
Both seek love.
Very nice.
Mother instinct. Both have mother instinct.
Okay, very nice. You're getting very good answers. What else?
Fulfill their needs.
Huh?
They depend on others to fulfill their needs.
Want to fulfill their needs?
See, both.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, needs and wants हो गया. ठीक है, very good. Needs. Or what are the differences between humans and animals?
Animals
They
cannot
cannot
Humans have brain. Animals do not think. Humans can think. They have a superpower.
Even they can think. Everybody can think. Souls.
Animals
We're talking
cannot
about
speak. Humans can speak.
Okay, humans can speak. Okay.
They can express themselves.
They can express themselves. Okay, very nice. Okay, I think everybody, is making nice points. Now we'll go a little bit more and analyze this. Okay, similarities and differences. Also discuss in this course, in this session, about the various types of problems. There are different types of problems because that is an obstacle when we talk about happiness, generally problem comes, and problem generally is not perceived as very pleasing to most people. So these problems come, and some of them are relative problems, and some of them are real problems, and we'll discuss the difference between them.
कुछ tasty चीज खानी?
And then we'll discuss about real happiness. What is real happiness and what is relative happiness? We'll discuss about solutions for all these problems to achieve that real happiness. Okay. So I'm sure we've all been in train, whether metro or real train. And there are, if you go in especially in a long journey in a train, there are different categories, class 1, class 2, AC, sleeper, different categories are there. So different categories means different people, depending upon what they want, they can choose which category they want to be in. Similarly, in a flight, there are different categories. Some categories have seats which are 5 times more expensive, but then you get facilities with that, right? So there are different seats in the airplane. So there are different categories.
अतुल एक मिनट अर्चिका ज्वाइन करना चाह रही है बट हो नहीं पा रहा उससे.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me see.
हाँ प्लीज.
जो जानवर हैं वो इसी के लिए कि कहाँ से मुझे खाना मिल जाए, कहाँ से मेरे को अच्छा रहने के लिए शेल्टर मिल जाए, वो इसी चक्कर में रहते हैं. हम भी कोशिश करते हैं कि हमारा भी कंफर्टेबल लाइफ हो, बट अगर हमारा गोल सिर्फ वहीं तक रह जाए कि हमारी कंफर्टेबल लाइफ हो, तो देन आवर लाइफ एंड एनिमल लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होगा. लेकिन ह्यूमंस कैन आस्क अबाउट हायर इंक्वायरी कि व्हाट इज द गोल ऑफ लाइफ, हाउ आई कैन अचीव मोर एंड मोर ब्लिसफुल स्टेट, नॉट जस्ट शॉर्ट टर्म हैप्पीनेस बट एक्चुअली ब्लिस. और उसके बारे में हम आगे देखेंगे इस कोर्स में, ब्लिस के बारे में डिटेल में. ह्यूमंस कैन मेक चॉइस. एनिमल के सामने अगर वो भूखा है और उसके सामने आया कोई खाद्य पदार्थ खाने का, तो वो खाएगा, इट्स इंस्टिंक्ट. बट ह्यूमंस दे कैन मेक अ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. Is this right thing for me to eat? Is this the right time? Should I eat or not eat? So like that, lot of things depend on our choice. We have been given free will and determination. If I don't want to do certain things, I can have determination to, and I choose to do some other things. Animals में ऐसी determination नहीं होती. They go by instinct. Okay. So ability to higher inquiry, this human life we have been given is meant for inquiry. If we inquire about the purpose of human life और उस तरफ हम attempts करते हैं, तो next जो होगा, and we'll talk about it, next जो उसका outcome होगा, our life will be much better and our next life will be better too. और अगर हम inquiry नहीं, तो ये ह्यूमन लाइफ जिस वजह से हमें मिली थी वो हमने प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज की नहीं. बिकॉज द ह्यूमन लाइफ वी एक्चुअली गॉट फॉर इंक्वायरी and for understanding what is the purpose. So the result could be, we may get an animal life if that is what is. Depending upon our desires and inclination, we get the results through karma. Okay, so this is about bliss. Bliss के बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे. अलग अलग तरीके की चीजें हैं, but this will come later. So I will leave this slide for now. But bliss means there are different types of activities which will different types of results and happiness. Choices. So animals act by instincts, like I mentioned. So animals don't have freedom or choice. They have instincts, and depending upon how the situation is presented to them, they respond to it. Humans, on the other hand, they have free will, they have freedom to choose. So depending upon the situation, they respond to it by discriminating how I want to act, how I don't want to act. And the humans, they have determination to do right. if we do not display the same qualities which are meant for the human life, then the scriptures say that we are simply well dressed, sophisticated, polished, two legged animals, the great. Not humans, but animals. Dvipad Pashu. Dvi means two, Pad means legs. Pashu. We may have two legs, but we are still animals. In fact, men can sometimes become worse than animals by the way we behave, because we have higher.
Man can become worse than animals. Animals के पास thinking वो नहीं है, कुछ वो नहीं है, लेकिन man are worse than animals.
Yes, yes. So, depending upon how we use it, we can actually act in a more cruel way. Like we, have means of destroying the planet with nuclear bombs and stuff. So we don't discriminate. We just do it if we are triggered for that. Big countries, they will just use their resources to do whatever they want, and that is coming from humans because of us. And we suffer so much. जानवरों को रात को सोने के लिए दवाई नहीं खानी पड़ती, स्लीपिंग पिल्स, मगर ह्यूमंस को खानी पड़ती है. जानवरों को एंजाइटी या स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट का कोर्स नहीं करना पड़ता, मगर इंसानों को करना पड़ता है. जानवरों में इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं होती, कंपैटिबिलिटी इश्यूज नहीं होते इतने जितने ह्यूमंस के अंदर होते हैं. तो स्लीपिंग पिल्स, थ्रेट, एक दूसरे को धमकी देना, बदला लेना, बिकॉज ऑफ आवर होर्डिंग नेचर वी आर कॉजिंग स्कार्सिटी. एनिमल्स को ऐसे नहीं होता कि हार्ट ब्रेक हो गया यार, पैचअप करवाना पड़ेगा, ब्रेकअप हो गया. स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट कोर्स नहीं लेना पड़ता एनिमल्स को. और एडिक्ट नहीं होते एनिमल्स. वी गेट एडिक्ट टू सो मेनी रॉन्ग बैड हैबिट्स, एंड एनिमल्स डोंट कमिट सुसाइड, ह्यूमंस डू. So in so many ways, humans are having more miserable time right now. So human life versus animal life, another example is एक पर्पस के लिए होता है ट्रैक्टर और डिफरेंट पर्पस के लिए होती है एक लैम्बोर्गिनी, राइट?
Actually, Natasha Di is trying to join the meeting.
अच्छा, okay. Can you ask her to join again? Okay, sorry about that. Can everyone still hear me?
Yes, we
Excellent.
hear
Yes.
you.
And you can see the present. Okay, wait, one second. Can see the presentation now? Can everybody see the present?
Yes.
Okay, great. So example is given here कि ट्रैक्टर अलग रीजन के लिए होता है और लैम्बोर्गिनी अलग रीजन के लिए होती है. अगर किसी को लैम्बोर्गिनी दी जाए और वो अपने खेत में ले जाए और खेत में वही काम करे वो जो ट्रैक्टर से किया जाता है, यू आर पेइंग अ ह्यूज अमाउंट फॉर अ लैम्बोर्गिनी और आप उसको यूज कर रहे हो इस चीप पर्पस के लिए. तो जिस मान लो एक फार्मर को लैम्बोर्गिनी दी किसी ने, किसी रिच पर्सन ने, वो बहुत खुश हुआ, उसने कहा मैं आपको देता हूँ ये. और वो फार्मर जो है वो इंस्टेड ऑफ यूजिंग इट फॉर हिज अदर होम पर्पसेस, वो खेतों में जाके इसको यूज करे. और कुछ दिन के बाद वो रिच बंदा है, वो कहेगा यार मैंने तो आपको ये इतनी बढ़िया गाड़ी दी थी कि आप यूज करोगे इसको, और आपने इसको खेतों में यूज कर दिया. कहता है कि हाँ मेरे को तो यही ठीक लगा तो मैंने कर दी. So that rich man, he'll take away the Lamborghini and give him the tractor. Similarly, in our life, depends on how we are using our human form of life. अगर हम ह्यूमन फॉर्म को इस पर्पस के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं जिसके लिए हमें दी गई है वो, तो वी विल गेट अ ह्यूमन फॉर्म अगेन और इवन अ बेटर फॉर्म देन ह्यूमन फॉर्म. मगर अगर हम उस पर्पस के लिए नहीं यूज कर रहे और वी आर ओनली यूजिंग इट जस्ट फॉर फुलफिलिंग दोज डिजायर्स व्हिच वी कैन फुलफिल इन एनिमल्स बॉडी, so then animal body may suit us even better than human body. अगर किसी को पूरे दिन खाना है, पूरे दिन खाते रहना है बस, तो हाथी की बॉडी ज्यादा अच्छी है, क्योंकि ह्यूमन बॉडी में तो कितनी बीमारियां हो जाएंगी अगर आप पूरे दिन खाते रहोगे, इतना ही मजा नहीं आएगा, बीमारी होंगी, प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी, ओबेसिटी, डायबिटीज. लेकिन एक एलिफेंट की बॉडी में आप यू कैन ईट द होल डे, नो प्रॉब्लम, यू डोंट गेट ओबेसिटी. दैट्स why their body is. So similarly, different animals and species are meant because of different desires of the living entities. जो भी हमारे desires होते हैं वो fulfill करने के लिए ये सारी इतनी सारी living entities, इतनी सारी bodies दी हैं. तो animal life या human life कौन सा है हमारे को choose करना है? Human life is meant for higher intelligence and higher pleasure. So search for happiness. तो ये हमने already discuss कर लिया, हम आगे चलते जाएंगे. So what is the goal of your life? Everyone's goal is to get happiness, right? आनंद भय अभ्यास साथ. We don't understand. कभी कभार happiness immediately नहीं मिलती. अगर किसी को competitive exams चाहिए, many people they study whole day whole night IAS के एग्जाम के लिए, मेडिसिन एग्जाम, इंजीनियरिंग एग्जाम, IIT के लिए, they are looking for that final result कि IIT में हो जाए. उसके लिए लोग 8वीं क्लास से स्टार्ट कर देते थे हमारे टाइम में. 8th 9th में my friends were already going for IIT coaching. So that happiness which is ट्रांजिएंट एंड स्मॉल एंड शॉर्ट टर्म, जो कि खाने से आ जाती है या कुछ इधर से करने से आ जाती है, दैट इज वेरी ट्रांजिएंट, शॉर्ट टर्म. थोड़ी सी लॉन्गर टर्म होती है वो जो फोर साइटेड, जो हम जिसके लिए हम काफी टाइम तक प्रिपेयर करते हैं, एंड देन वी हैव अ फोर साइटेड व्यू हाउ दिस थिंग इज एक्चुअली गोइंग टू गिव मी हैप्पीनेस. बट रियल हैप्पीनेस is not transient or short term. It doesn't last for a few days, few weeks, or even few years. It lasts forever. That is the real happiness. That is the kind of happiness which if we get, we really will relish. And that happiness should not be just आजकल क्या होता है, अगर हमारे लाइफ में 1000 चीजें सही चल रही हैं लेकिन एक चीज सही नहीं चल रही, तो that one thing will make us miserable. That one thing, one problem. So one problem can make so much difference in how we are feeling right now. It could be a small thing like a toothache, or it could be a small thing like everything going well and you missed one thing in your profession, and that can give you so much problem in your workplace, so much stress. Okay, so the happiness we are looking for should be permanent, ever increasing, should be able to share with loved ones, and should have variety. ऐसे नहीं, monotonous नहीं होनी चाहिए कि रोज ही, अगर आपको बहुत अच्छा लगता है गुलाब जामुन, रोज दिन में 3 टाइम पूरे साल के लिए आपको गुलाब जामुन खिलाएं, so you won't be happy, right? Because you need variety. So this is the happiness which we want. Do you agree? Do you all agree that we want this? How many of you want this kind of happiness? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. This is the journey which we are going to take during this course to try to find how to get to that happiness and where it lies, what it is. On the other hand, if any of these are missing, then we can't really have the real happiness. That is relative happiness. So that is the relative happiness. हमें इतना प्रोग्राम कर दिया गया है रिलेटिव हैप्पीनेस के लिए कि हम सोचते हैं कि रियल हैप्पीनेस तो होती नहीं, या हमारे को कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है दिमाग में, हम रिलेटिव में ही लड़ते रहते हैं कि हाँ ये नहीं तो ये। और रिलेटिव हैप्पीनेस जो थोड़ी सी ट्रांजिएंट, थोड़ी देर के लिए आगे चली जाती है, हम उसी में अपना घर बसा लेते हैं. So that is a hindrance because we are not seeing the future. जैसे आप देखोगे स्कूल लाइफ में जिसने सैक्रिफाइस करके अच्छी मेहनत करके स्टडीज की, तो उसको आगे he can see the difference. और जिसने अभी की हैप्पीनेस के लिए नहीं यार अभी गेम खेल लेते हैं, क्या करना है पढ़ के, he loses. Similarly in our life right now also, if we just stay कि जो लाइफ चल रही है जैसे बाकी लोग दुनिया कर रही है 99.9% वैसे ही चल जाते हैं हम, you know, तो उसमें हमें सक्सेस नहीं मिलेगी. सक्सेसफुल पीपल आर नॉट 99.99%. Successful people are only that 1 or 0.1% or 0.01%. So unless we do that, we won't be really able to get that success which we are really looking for. We won't be able to get that happiness. Okay, so relative happiness and real happiness, ये दो तरीके की happiness है. So during these courses we'll see what is the journey, how to get there. So relative happiness we can get by solving relative problems, and real happiness we'll get by solving real problems. What is a relative problem and what is a real problem, we'll come to it now. So relative problem means किसी के लिए वो प्रॉब्लम है लेकिन किसी दूसरे के लिए प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ठीक है ना. और रियल प्रॉब्लम सबके लिए प्रॉब्लम है. It is the problem for everybody. So there is a saying, right? One man's food is another man's poison. जैसे एग्जाम्पल आएगा कि अगर मान लो बहुत ज्यादा बारिश होती है तो कई लोगों को तो बहुत इनकन्वीनियंट लगेगा, अरे नहीं यार ये अच्छा नहीं है, ये प्रॉब्लम है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए. बट कई लोगों के लिए वो बहुत अच्छा है क्योंकि दे हैव अ बिजनेस ऑफ अम्ब्रेलाज और अ बिजनेस ऑफ रेनकोट. तो वो तो कहते हैं यार यही तो हमारी चांदी है, हम तो चाह रहे हैं कि 12 महीने होनी चाहिए बरसात. और कई लोगों का दे हैव प्रॉब्लम्स. अभी रिसेंटली हमारे यहाँ मिशिगन में बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सेसिव रेन वहां पे, और दूसरे प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से, मल्टीपल रीजंस. एक बहुत बड़ा डैम टूट गया और टूटने की वजह से फ्लड आ गया बहुत बड़ी सिटी में. इट वाज वेरी क्लोज टू आवर्स. मतलब हमें यही था कि हमारे पास आने वाला है फ्लड. सम और द अदर वी सेव्ड, वी वर सेव्ड. एंड क्या हुआ, वहां से सारे जो पेशेंट्स थे उस वहां पे हॉस्पिटल खाली करने पड़े उनको, क्योंकि वहां हॉस्पिटल वगैरह सब जगह प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी. और ये भी पता था कि यहाँ तो हर चीज 100% चीजें डिपेंडेंट ऑन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चली गई कैसे वहां पे करेंगे, पेशेंट को सर्वाइव करेंगे. You know, they have some backup for a few hours, but they can't sustain themselves for several days. So they started transferring patients. तो हमारे हॉस्पिटल में भर गए थे patients. So it was lot of challenges. So like that, we can see that जो एक इंसान के लिए प्रॉब्लम है दूसरा के लिए नहीं है. जैसे हमारे दांत में बहुत दर्द हो रहा है, सब ठीक चीज चल रही है, एक दांत का दर्द वो हमें मिजरेबल बना देता है. और फिर हम जाते हैं डेंटिस्ट के पास, तो डेंटिस्ट तो बड़ा खुश होता है कि चलो आए. तो वन मैन्स फूड अनदर मैन्स पॉइजन. किसी का एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है, अब एक्सीडेंट जिसका हो गया उसको तो बहुत दुख हो गया कि भाई यार मेरी गाड़ी टूट गई, ये हो गई, चलो जान बच भी गई लेकिन गाड़ी की वजह से प्रॉब्लम. लेकिन वो जो मैकेनिक के पास जाते हैं, वो मैकेनिक के लिए तो उसी का चांदी हुई because of that. So one man's food is another man's poison. That means these are relative problems. These are not the real problems. They are a big problem and they need to be solved. It's not that we can ignore them, but quite often we just focus on only these. Don't focus on the real problems along with that. So we discuss करा हमने toothache and umbrella shop. So what are the real problems? The real problem is something which is common to.
अतुल श्वेता वेट कर रही है.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry about that. So, what are the real problems is what we're going to talk now. So, we have to see what are the characteristics of real problems. Real problems are common to all. Everybody is suffering from them. Every living entity. And no one wants it. But by definition, a problem is something which no one wants it, right? Problem usually is not something for which you are waiting for. If you are waiting for something, that's usually not defined as a problem. So no one wants it. It's common to all, but everybody still gets it. We are not, really having means to avoid it. That's how we feel, that we can't avoid it. So that's a real problem. It's common to all, and we all can together face it. That's the real problem. So if we solve the real problem, then we get the real happiness. So there are so many different problems in the world. We have too many people, otherwise we can discuss. Somebody thinks, oh, poverty is the real problem. Somebody thinks, hunger is the real problem. Somebody may say his own perspective. This is the real problem. That is the real problem. And these are all genuinely, seriously, very, very important problems to deal with. But if poverty alone is the real problem, does it mean all those who are not poor, they are totally happy and blissful? They don't have any problems in life. So if they do have problems in life, then poverty cannot be the real problem because it's not affecting each and every living entity. So the real problem is the one which scriptures tell us. Anybody wants to tell what are the real problems?
सचिन वेट कर रहा है.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So anybody would like to say what are the real problems of life? Welcome to all those who have just joined. Thank you for joining. We are discussing the problems of life, and we just discussed there are real problems and relative problems. We already discussed what are relative problems, and now I think a question: what are the real problems of life?
Atul, can we say COVID-19 is a real problem?
COVID-19 is a real problem. Very good. Okay, what else?
Prabhuji, disease, janam, jara, vyadhi, mrityu. Is that?
Okay, nice.
Malnourishment is another problem.
Okay, very good.
Expectations.
Death is another problem.
सबसे बड़ा problem है expectations.
Okay, very nice. Everybody is saying very nice things. Let's see what the scriptures are saying. So many of the problems we discussed.
Unemployment.
Yes. So some of them come in the category of real. So the real problem should affect everybody. So whatever you said, just think in your mind, it's affecting everybody. Or if it's not affecting everybody, so what all things we are, going to get or getting. So birth is a problem actually. We don't think about birth as a problem, but birth also is a problem, and we'll discuss a little bit about it. Then next is death. It's very painful. It's very painful to lose even a single part of the body. What to say about losing the whole body? And at the time of death, we lose the whole body. And not just the body, it's so painful to lose even 1% of your income, 1% of your savings, 1% of your, even just a house. Somebody loses, God forbids, catches fire or something. It's so painful. But at the time of death, all the money, all the property, all what we had is also all going to go away. Old age. Old age is another thing. big problem gonna come. If we are lucky enough to not have death, then next thing waiting for us is old age and disease. So COVID-19, yes, that is in the category of disease. But if we are not getting COVID, we'll get some other disease. So disease is another problem for us. So birth, disease, old age, and death. Like somebody said, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukha Doshanu Darshanam. That's the scripture says. So just I wanted to show
universe we live in and the order in it. It is estimated that the universe contains some 300 billion galaxies. Our Milky Way is just one of these. There are some 250 billion stars in the Milky Way. Our sun is just one of those. In other words, there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand in all the beaches of the world. And our sun is just one of those grains of sand. The world we live in is not even as large as one of those grains of sand. As for man, a tiny creature living on this earth, he is as nothing in the magnificence of this giant universe. Most of the time, man forgets all this and imagines that he is really very large. He lives in pride and arrogance. He forgets that he is a helpless creature created by God, that he will one day die and have to account for his deeds in the sight of God. Furthermore, he becomes passionately attached to this world, which is smaller than a grain of sand in the grand scale of the universe. And yet, every person will soon die and be buried in a tiny corner of this world. God will certainly show him how powerless he really is before he proceeds to the life of the hereafter. Unless a person dies young, the worst example of helplessness in the life of this world is old age. Most people spend their lives wrapped up in rushing to and fro. As time flows quickly by, days, months, and years rush by in the blink of an eye. Yet for some reason, people try to ignore this fact. It is as if they think they will never grow old. Yet the days of youth that they so fondly imagine will never end are really very short. Almost everyone realizes that he will grow old one day. Yet young people always feel that those days are very far off. They refuse to accept that they will one day be old, weak, and helpless. The two young people in this picture are good-looking, with clean and perfect skins and shining teeth. But there is another important detail. These pictures were taken in 1955. When this picture was taken, these two were most probably not giving any thought to the fact that they would one day grow old. Yet some 50 years or more have now gone by, and nothing remains of the youth and beauty in the picture. is everything. That is a law of the world. For example, a sweet, delicious, and perfumed orange will eventually decay. An apple will rot in a very short time. Human beauty also fades easily. The skin, the most important component of human beauty, loses elasticity as time goes by, grows thin, and starts to sag. The shining, smooth skin of youth grows wrinkled with age. It loses all life, like dry mud. A young person's skin is taut. Squeezed between the fingers and then released, it resumes its original state. But an old person's skin stays wrinkled. The hair turns white and falls out with old age. Every organ in the body receives its full share of the damage wreaked by old age. The nose and ears begin to sag, for instance. It is not only people's appearance that grows old, but their senses too. Since the nerve cells are not renewed, people suffer sensory loss as they grow older. They begin to have poor vision and poor hearing. The damage and decay visible in the human body is a striking example of the transitory nature of the life of this world. Celebrities, artists, film stars, and politicians whose beauty has amazed the world in their youth are very different in old age. They lose all that strength and beauty.
I am the greatest.
Just 1 second, 1 second. I'm adding some people in. Very, very sorry about this.
For instance, sportsmen famed for their strength and stamina become weak and feeble in old age. The famous people you are now watching in youth and old age are a symbol of the transitory nature of this world. own skin will one day be exactly like that. And when you look in the mirror, this is exactly what you are going to see. This film may be your final warning to remind you of death and lead you to think about the hereafter. The concept known as time is actually a countdown to the hour of people's deaths. For instance, it is already ordained how many more days, hours, and minutes everybody watching this film will live. And that remaining span is all the time drawing closer to zero. And eventually, the inevitable moment will arrive, and the countdown will stop. Your heart, that has beaten for so many years, will cease to beat. And you will breathe your last breath. And death will take you away. Your body will begin to grow cold. You are now watching images of a body growing cold after death, taken by a thermal imaging camera. Body temperature falls rapidly, and death moves through it.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So did you like the video? How many of you liked the video? Any of you?
It's very scary.
So, so generally, people think that कि यार अच्छी अच्छी चीजों को सोचना चाहिए, अच्छी अच्छी बातों को करना चाहिए. But if somebody in such mentality totally forgets about how to plan for his future, then it's a problem. जैसे अगर हमारे को यहाँ से कहीं जाना होता है, let's say I want to travel, I want to go to New York. तो न्यूयॉर्क में हम पहले से देखते हैं वहाँ कोई होटल वगैरह अरेंजमेंट बुक हो, कोई जाने आने के लिए कन्वेंस हो, रेंटल कार या जो भी चाहिए, we make all the arrangements. And then once all the arrangement is there, then I make my then I start my journey. So similarly, if we know for sure one day we have to leave this body and we have to go to somewhere, then we have to plan for it. We have to plan for it in advance. That is not a pessimistic person. कई लोग सोचते हैं ये pessimistic बातें हैं. That's a realistic person. A person who is just covering it up and putting a band-aid or ignoring it is really ignoring what is inevitable. जैसे हम कहीं किसी अच्छे से बोट में जाते हैं और बहुत अच्छा वेदर, बहुत अच्छा है, धूप अच्छी है, अच्छी कूल ब्रीज चल रही है वहां पे, टेम्परेचर भी बहुत अच्छा है, clear blue water, nice environment is there, everything is very nice, and we are just enjoying and having fun. And then somebody says, oh, the boat has a hole and water is coming out from that hole. And then the other person is like, "Arey kya yaar, pessimistic. You're just talking, wrong things. Don't look there. Look upstairs. Look at the sky. Look, feel the air. See the beautiful water. and then forget about everything else. If such a blunder is made, then that is not optimism. That is just ignoring and being careless. So similarly, it is very much our responsibility to plan our future, to see and do things which we can do to get real happiness. There are people who, plan for the future and sacrifice the present and get the success. That is the person who really, because success doesn't come just by, lying lazily and procrastinating. Success comes by those who takes, by those people who doesn't mind, who don't mind having a little bit of discomfort, but really going for their passion, having that determination. So these, problems, birth, disease, old age, and death, are universal, and that's something we should try to search really how we can cure them. So I'm going to show one more video, and this is going to be much shorter, and then we will, plan to end after a few, interactions. So give me one quick second, and I'll play one more quick video, then we'll end it. So this is about the birth, how the child is in the womb and how is it. So Srimad Bhagavatam, which is one of the scriptures, Bhagavad Puran, gives the exact description which actually is given in the 3rd canto, which matches totally with what is there in the modern science right now. In fact, not just that, but it gives even more details to what the science has not yet discovered. That's there in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But I'm just sharing this video for everybody to see what is the condition of the child in the womb, and it's definitely not necessarily pleasing. Okay, everybody can let me know if you can't hear it.
You want me to do right now? Then I will start at your website. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I don't know how many of you have seen delivery, especially I'm sure those who are in medicine have seen, or Shruti, she will see, and it is definitely not a very comfortable journey, being born. So the child immediately starts crying after coming out, and if he doesn't cry, then they beat him just to make sure that he cries. So that is considered a norm. Okay, so because of the lack of time, I don't want to go further. I will just, stop it here. First of all, I would like to apologize for all the inconvenience because of, changing one group, then the other group, and, just it didn't work out the way I wanted. So sorry for that. But I'll just open it up for discussion, questions, points anybody wants to bring up. Most of your questions will be clarified if you attend the whole course. This course will be like, some people who have attended the course, they give feedback like this is like a jigsaw puzzle. They have heard something about yoga, something about karma, something about jiva, something about atma, something about paramatma, and this is like a jigsaw puzzle being fit together, where you actually understand the whole thing, everything, what is the essential principles of Bhagavad Gita, and how to practically apply in life in a way which we conveniently can do. Because most people, sometimes they give up that this is too difficult, or there's something I can't do. But this is just to see what is our comfort zone and how we can take a few steps from our level to make a substantial change in our life. So that is the idea of this particular course, and hopefully in coming days, we'll be able to answer most of the questions. However, if anybody has any comments, anything they want to share, any pressing things they can't wait till the end of the course, we can take it right now. I cannot hear anybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Nirbhay here.
Hare Krishna.
You could still use the same Zoom link because it's not the same time. You could probably use the same Zoom link. I don't know what were the problems today. I was not able to join the whole, but you could probably use that same Zoom link, so you won't have to accept people in the rooms, and then it will go on for the duration of the course if you want.
Yes, that's a good idea. We'll do that. We'll do it. Actually, initially we started with Google Meet, and then we had to cancel there and come here, so it became a little problem. So thank you. Thank you.
Actually, then anyone who will be joining in, it won't be disturbing the session.
Yes, that will be very nice. So tomorrow it will be all smooth. Thanks to Nirbhay Prabhu. He has arranged another link for all of us. So we will use that. Okay, so before we end, can I have some feedback from everybody? Just maybe one, two lines about what they like, what they didn't like, what was their perception about today's event or meeting.
Actually, when you asked that question, what are the real problems? When I said it was COVID-19, then even my husband was also sitting here, and he said actually the biggest problem is getting born in this world. I said, no, come on, how can it be? But when you gave it as birth, then actually even it made me think birth is also a real problem.
That's the beginning of all the problems.
That's the beginning of the problems, right?
Thank you.
I think many of them cannot answer this part.
Yeah, it is not believable, unbelievable.
Yeah, when he told me to answer this is the first one. So I said, come on, how can that be?
Now,
No, this is actual.
because
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.